Hey guys, just thought, I was doing some hobbying and then I realised I hadn't done another video in a while. So then I decided to start recording, just talk about what I've been up to. Um, really getting through the Space Marines overhaul as it stands. Um, yeah, the army's growing quite quickly and quite well. Played a couple of games, lost both, but I'm not too bothered because I was like my second and third game in ever. So, we're learning things, we're learning the rules, the ins and outs. So I guess the more interesting thing that I wanted to bring today is I realised that my army didn't have kind of those elite units that give a lot of punch. Like I've got a lot of tactical squads, devastators, rhinos, the usual stuff. But I haven't really got anything that gives that big punch. I was basing the list off the Battle Demi company, and so really the biggest punch you're getting out of that is like a dreadnought or a bike squad. You know what I mean. Or you deck out a combat squad, a command squad. Um, so I think before I go forwards into that, I'm going to drop the formation and then start running like old school, the two troops, HQ, elites, heavy support, all of that sort of stuff. Build an army that way. And so to that end, I was running a chapter master, but he was kind of hanging out in attack squad, which, it's like a necessary evil because he can't be out on his own. But at the same time, I'm like, it's not particularly fun. And again, because I'm lacking some close combat punch, I decided to get some honor guard. Now the honor guard box is really cool. The models in it are really cool, but they're all covered in ultramarine bits, and I'm not playing ultramarines. So what I did was I picked up some stormcast Eternals, and using their parts, I've sort of put together an honor guard unit. Now I didn't realise how much bigger a stormcast Eternal is compared to a Space Marine, even compared to a Terminator. So I'm just finishing off the last guy now, but you'll get the gist from what I've already built so far. So here's the first guy I put together. Obviously none of this is painted yet, this is all just grey plastic. Pretty cool honor guard. And then you stand him side by side with a Space Marine, and you're like, what? And even a Terminator, he is actually taller than the Terminator by quite a lot. So that's the first guy I put together, who I really like. And from that point on, I was like, oh no, these guys are really awesome. And I kind of want to build an elite Space Marine army now. I'm just using Stormcast Eternals. Next up, I built the company champion. I went for the Thunderhammer. I know in some ways it's not great to go for the Thunderhammer, but I did because I had it lying around, and Terminator arms go really well with the Stormcast Eternal. So he's got his one close combat weapon, which is a hammer from the Stormcast Eternals, and he's got a Thunderhammer from the Terminator kit. And that is the unhelmeted Centurion Devastator head there, and just a bolt pistol on the side. So he is really cool. After that, I went on to my Chapter Master. It was a pretty basic setup for a Chapter Master. I wanted Parfist Combi Melter, which I thought works well with the assault unit. Melters being assault weapons, Power Fists, because Power Fists are awesome. And I really like how this guy turned out. It's got a laptop keeps going to sleep while I'm filming. He's got just such an awesome pose. Chaos Warrior head again, like a lot of my guys with the horns cut off, and he is just awesome. And I'm taking the backpacks from the Assault Squad, so he's got like the old school looking backpack as well. It's just probably my favourite mini I've got. Next guy, not too shabby. This is the guy, the company standard. I'm going to do a paper standard because I haven't really got any plastic ones left. But also, you can get a lot more motion in if you make it yourself up paper. So there he is, using like the standard bearer pole from the Chaos Space Marines kit. And yeah, I really like him as well. Actually, I want the standard to be really big and sort of flowing back. And the last guy hasn't got his head on yet. Is just another bolter power weapon guy. So he's pretty cool. So it's all coming together really. So hopefully I'm gonna get my army a bit of punch. Stick those guys in a Land Raider. Then probably have some Assault Terminators in a Land Raider. Then a couple of attack squads in Rhinos. Possibly knocking them back to 5-man to save points and putting them in Razorbacks to give a lot more firepower. And then maybe some Flyers thrown in there. I think that's going to be a lot more potent of a list than what I've currently got, which is just a lot of attack Marines. So that's me. Thanks for stopping by. I hope to have some more Demons Age of Sigmar stuff soon. I'm hoping to finish the Demon Prince because I didn't realise how popular Age of Sigmar had become. Like, I was talking to the manager in my local games workshop at the moment, and his primary game was Age of Sigmar, which just sounded so weird to me, considering for years most of my contact with sort of Games Workshop and Warhammer, the whole hobby, has been via the internet. And especially when Age of Sigmar came out, like, everyone was kind of interested in it, but it seemed to sort of like people not be that interested, if that makes sense. They're like, So it was really interesting. I'm hoping, to do some more Age of Sigmar to get my demons out on the table. I had bought 60 bloodletters for that big army I talked about. So hopefully I'll take those in, probably all in grey plastic, and just see what works and what doesn't. Maybe get a demo game off the guy, because I've sort of played Age of Sigmar, but it was basically I had the starter set and I sort of put the models on the table and just played through a game myself. So hopefully I get some Age of Sigmar in, and then I'll be able to do some more Demons Tactics. And I'll probably have to watch my Demon Tactics video again to remember the tactics that I'd come up with. But yeah, so thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching, and hopefully my Space Marine army will do a bit better. See you soon.